Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. My name is Natalie Beisha. I'm Director of Investor Outreach with Invest in Canada We're proud to be hosting what's become a tradition here at the World Business Forum. I think this is our 4th annual luncheon. Please allow me to introduce our very esteemed Consul General, Canada's Consul General to New York City, Mr. Don Prato. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Prato.
Thank you, Natalie. Good afternoon. I'm very excited that you are all here today for the Invest in Canada lunch. It's a great honor to see you and to see you here at the World Business Forum. Merci d'être avec nous cet après-midi pour l'Investir au Canada lunch. Je suis certain que cet après-midi sera un après-midi extraordinaire pour vous. Invest in Canada is proud again to be sponsoring the World Business Forum here in New York. And I have to tell you, one of the best parts of my job being Consul General, I've been here for some 16 months, is the fascinating people you meet here in New York City. And today is no exception. It is a privilege to have the opportunity to listen and interact with Don Tapscott, a thinker who has influenced a generation of not only business leaders, but also political leaders at a time of not only profound change, but I will also state profound uncertainty. We're also very grateful that Carol Massar, one of the most accomplished business journalists in New York, is here as well to lead the discussion with Don. But first, many of you have come from across this great country, the United States of America. And I wanted to take this afternoon a few moments to explain, to give you a sense of the Canada brand, which I believe is the strongest it's ever been. In fact, I'm very fortunate to be Canada's Consul General at this particular time because the brand is so strong. So I want to give you a little bit of background. First, I can state the obvious. Both Forbes and the Economist Intelligence Unit have stated that Canada is the most attractive place for business in the world. But I think it's important to go a little bit further than that and ask why. I'm going to start with what I'm going to call the 4 F's. The first is fiscal. Canada's fiscal house is in order. It's very stable. We have the lowest debt to GDP in the G7, approximately 34%. Our deficit to GDP is approximately 1.6%. But what does this mean for you today as business leaders? It means that Canada has the lowest federal corporate tax in the G7 at 15%. And combined with the provinces, it's just over 25%. By contrast, equivalent tax here is approximately 40%. Second, free trade. We believe in free trade. Since 2006, Canada has signed 9 agreements. We're currently working on 50 other agreements, including countries such as Japan, India, and the European Community. Look out for those in 2012, 2013. This means that your businesses in Canada can take advantage of those agreements throughout the world. But we know that it's not only about free trade agreements. It's about the regulatory burden on your companies. And we're actively working to reduce those burdens on your company. Those barriers that exist beyond free trade agreements that are often unseen. And that's what we're working hard for you. Third F is foreign investment. And I want to state something very clearly here. We not only want your foreign investment, we cherish your foreign investment. This is not something new to Canada. This has been a principle that this country has believed in since day one. We have a very capital-intensive economy, and we need your foreign capital, and we've been open to it. It's part of our DNA. Fourth, something that I feel very strongly about because I came from a Canadian bank, our financial institutions. We have very strong financial institutions. In fact, even during the crisis, not one received bailout. In fact, even during the crisis, they were able to grow, and they're in an even more competitive position today. Our banks are regarded as the soundest in the world, and we take great pride in that fact. And I'll add another F to it. and that is a functional political system. One that encourages discussion, debate, and even dissent, but at the end, it's about putting forward policies that will make the country attractive to business, including yourselves. Now, I've just rhymed off 5 F's, but I want to tell you the one that I'm most proud of. And it's something that we just received some advance notice last week. Fundamental to your businesses, your greatest asset is going to be your people. They're what allow you to compete or outcompete others. They're your greatest asset. Last week we were informed by the OECD that Canada is the best educated country in the world, with over half of its adult population having a tertiary post-secondary education. So what you'll find in Canada is innovative workers, well-educated, the types of workers that you need for your company to compete globally. We believe that Canada is an essential element to the success of your global business. The Consul's team here in New York looks forward to speaking to each of you to support your future growth. Nous croyons que le Canada est un élément essentiel pour votre succès global. Mon équipe et moi sommes là pour vous aider à grandir au Canada. Et je vous prie de considérer le Canada aujourd'hui. I want to thank you, all of you, for coming today to the Invest in Canada Luncheon, and I look forward to meeting all of you this afternoon. Thank you.